All right, everybody. I still see a few of you are logging on. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Jennifer. Yes, I love it. I love it. I'm gonna give everybody just a few more minutes to log on because I know technology doesn't always work in our favor. But for everybody who has been on, I hope my music choice hyped you up and put you in a good mood, ready to learn because you are definitely about to get some gems. And also, this is the very first out of many live masterclass, and you guys are here. So that just means so much to me. Like you really don't even know, to be quite honest. All right. So welcome to the Aesthetics Amplified, where we will be learning how to master the art of attracting clients online and keeping them, okay? Keeping them around. That's important too. So, a few housekeeping things that I need to go over, okay? Just because this is my first masterclass with the Aesthetics Amplified doesn't mean that it's my first masterclass ever. So there's just a few things that I want to go over just to make sure this goes very, very smoothly. So type your questions in the chat as we go. A lot of the times you want to wait to the end and then you forget your questions. As I talk and as I explain things, you won't have the ability to interrupt me because I want to keep going. These are being recorded for training purposes. So type your questions in the chat and I will allow time for Q&A at the very end. Hey, Sarah. All right. And again, your device will stay muted until Q&A time at the end. This is big, so make sure y'all get this one. Replays will be uploaded inside of the AA Facebook community. This is very important. In the event you can't make a live session, because I get this question all the time. What if we miss a live session? That's okay. If you miss a live session, the replays will be uploaded inside of the AA Facebook community. So make sure you join. And if you do happen to watch this replay, if you're already in the Facebook community, make sure you drop hashtag replay in the comments. And also let me know if you had any aha moments. Did you take away anything? Was anything helpful? Anything a refresher or a reminder? Let me know in the comments. I ask that you be respectful. I don't have to stay on this one long. We're adults. 60 minutes goes by quickly, y'all. And I'm here to tell you that I'm going to give you a lot of information. So just be mindful of the time. And then definitely take advantage of Q&A time at the end, okay? Ask questions. Rule of thumb. If you ever learn anything and you don't ask questions, you didn't learn anything. All right. And thank you so much again for being here. You guys are the real MVPs. So who is she? Who am I? Other than this person that you see on the internet, like sending you all these emails, making all this content, I'm Cherie. I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend who's turned her passion for content creation into a thriving business. I've always loved taking photos. I love taking videos. I am your friend that's in the restaurant with you that is telling you, no, don't touch your food. You cannot eat first. The camera has to eat first. And I'm taking a picture of all the food. I don't know, that's something I have always enjoyed doing. I used to do like Google reviews and I still do them every now and then, but just doing that. I live in a very beautiful city, lots to look at, lots of nice scenery. So I kind of got in the habit of doing little video clips downtown, and I just love content creation. So that's where my passion kind of came from. I started with 0 followers, 0 everything. You hear me? 0 followers, 0 subscribers, 0 clients, literally 0 everything. I built it up. And I always say that you guys, as aesthetic service providers, you are 10 steps ahead of where I was, because I did not have a business idea. I didn't have a business plan. I still don't even have a business plan, but let's not go there. I didn't have a business idea. I didn't even have a business. All I did was have a passion for content creation. And I started putting myself out there, putting the things that I could do out there, observing what other people did, saying to myself, oh, I know I can do that better, figuring it out, you know? And then the business just kind of came as a side effect. Again, you guys are already 10 steps ahead because you have an actual business. Sarah says, yes, she remembers the DIY light. Okay, so let's talk about this DIY light. When I first started back in the day, on my YouTube channel, I made my own ring light, DIY, do it yourself. I made it my own ring light. And I took a piece of cardboard, a rope light that I got from Home Depot, and some aluminum foil, and I made my own ring light, y'all. That was the funniest thing. I sat down, I mounted it up. I don't even remember what I mounted it on because I didn't have a tripod at the time. None of this fancy equipment, none of it existed when I first started. I had a piece of sequence fabric pinned up on the wall behind me. I remember because the sequence was gold and the pins were red. I thought, I was like, well, you know what? There's no way I'm going to be able to see this in the video. And y'all, I saw the red pins. It was just a disaster. But bottom line, me doing all that led to me being here today, me being able and more than qualified to teach you the things that I'm teaching you, because you already have a business. You're just lacking the content and the consistency and the strategy. Me, I didn't have that. I had consistency. I definitely didn't have strategy, and I didn't have a business. Okay. So just imagine how powerful it can be for your aesthetics business when you tie the two together. So as of today, I have successfully helped over 100 business owners and content creators increase income using simple but effective online marketing strategies. And it's important that you know that throughout these lessons, okay, because I'm going to be doing this masterclass the second and the fourth Sunday of each month. And throughout these lessons, I'm going to be sharing all of the things that we currently do, not just to help our clients, but that I did and I'm still doing to grow my very own following and grow my very own business using content, right? So you can follow along if you're not already. I'm on TikTok. I am on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. I am on Instagram, and I am back on Pinterest. So I used to be on Pinterest a long time ago when I was a lifestyle blogger, because Pinterest is a gold mine for bloggers. And I stopped because I stopped blogging, but now I am back blogging again. So I picked Pinterest back up into my content strategy. So go follow me on Pinterest. If you're over there, I have lots of great content there, and you should definitely go check out some of my blog posts, because I've been back in with my little scissor fingers typing away and writing again. And I love it. I love it. I really do. All right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about what you will learn today. Now, that's important because I'm not here to waste your time at all. And I definitely, I want to make sure, because I know you're going to leave with some great information, but I want to make sure you kind of have this delivered to you in a format and where you can say, okay, if I need to know about this topic, I'll go back to this slide. If I, need to know about that topic, I'll go to this slide. So I just want to deliver it to you in a way that is kind of in a categorized fashion, I guess. Okay, so let's talk about first why your online presence matter. You always have to start with the why. Just how I told you guys my why, what I did, my passion that led me to a business. So why your online presence matters it's important. The statistics behind digital marketing for all you numbers people, the need for social media in today's digital era. We'll be exploring different types of digital marketing. I get this question all the time. Which platforms should you post on? I don't know. Which one should you post on? And what to share online for your aesthetics business. Yes. In a world that's becoming 100% digital, your online presence serves as the virtual front door to your aesthetics business. And if that ain't the truth, y'all, I had to put that little quote in there because I just love it. It's so on point. All right, let's go. The statistics behind digital marketing. And again, I'm a numbers person. I believe lots of things are data driven, and we need to study the numbers in order for us to make better choices with our marketing, bottom line. So let's go through these. Over 70% of consumers say that they are influenced by social media when making decisions on aesthetic treatments. What that means, I'm going to read them, then I'm going to give you a very small elaboration in simple layman's terms what these things mean. So this is basically saying when people are visiting social media accounts, they're looking, at the services, they're looking at the treatments that you're providing, they're looking at all that stuff. And this is a huge, factor if they decide to book now, buy with you, call you, or even follow you, to be honest. So social media is 70% of people are influenced by social media when making decisions about their aesthetic treatments. 70%. Now that's a very high number, which is all the more reason why you have got to be on social media. I know I make a lot of content and I say, don't always post about your treatments and your services. And I still stand on that. Don't always post about them, because social media should be like a content mix. There should be a mix of photos, a mix of videos, a mix of things of your treatments and services, a mix of your team. There should just be like this content mix. So don't just get in the habit of posting only about your treatments and services. However, this is proof that you do need to add that in there. Video engagement, videos on social media platforms, they receive up to 50% more shares than text and images. Now, why is this important? Because social media is driven, well, I'm not going to just say social media, because online marketing, digital marketing, is driven by engagement. That's the key player, is engagement. And shares, that's a part of engagement. When someone is sharing your post, or they're sharing your reel, or sharing your story, or whatever, okay? And 50% of people will share your videos before they share your image and your text. So another statistic to just be aware of, because if 50% of people are sharing video posts, and engagement is something that you should always aim to increase, then you need to be making more videos, so maybe more videos need to be in your content mix. Mobile traffic. Mobile traffic is basically just the people who are on smartphones, okay? So more than 60% of searches related to health and wellness, including aesthetic treatments, are conducted on mobile devices. And now I know this to be 100% true. And I'm actually surprised that it's only 60%, because when we go into the back end of our clients, like websites and stuff like that, mobile traffic always trumps desktop, okay? People are on mobile devices more than they are on desktops, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. Online reviews and your online reputation. We'll talk more about this later, but it definitely matters. And here's why. 90% of potential clients read online reviews before they decide to visit your practice, your suite, your office, your spa, 90%. Now that is a very, very, very high number. So what does this tell you? This tells you that you really need to work on increasing your reviews, good reviews. You need to work on increasing your good reviews. Okay. We have an account right now where, like, if you go look her up, her account in this area, because she's local, she gets the most Google reviews for her spa because she has implemented a system where she is always getting Google reviews. Every week we're posting and reminding people, hey, share your experience. We put it in the bottom of the email blast that we send out. Hey, don't forget to share your experience. And there's also a few automations in place that are set up. But bottom line, she gets a very high number of Google reviews, which is great for online reputation, online management, but it's also great for Google rankings too. And especially when you respond to your Google reviews with keywords. Now, keywords, this is a term that you will hear me say often in these lessons, but I need you to understand that if you don't already know what keywords are for your business, this is a lesson that I have already mapped out for you guys. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over how you can identify your own keywords for your aesthetics business. So don't get completely thrown off when I say keywords, okay? But yeah, responding to your Google reviews and using keywords in your responses, y'all, that is huge. It is huge. It is huge for Google rankings. And also make sure you respond to your online reviews immediately. But again, we'll go into all that later. Okay, last little statistic. Local search behavior. About 46% of Google searches are seeking local information, and this includes individual searches for aesthetic services, aesthetic treatments. So all that means, again, in simple terms, is that people are online and they're searching up treatments and services per the local area. So someone may be looking up micro needling Nashville. Someone might be looking up Diamond Glow Facial California. You understand what I'm saying? So they are individually searching for specific aesthetic services using your location. Again, very important. So many people think that keywords only work on your website. That is not true. That is a myth. You need to be putting keywords on like everything from your, and again, we'll go through this more in detail because there are a lot of places keywords go that you probably didn't even realize. But what you have to understand is that the robots, the Google robots and whomever else, these robots are in the back end and they're like scanning this stuff. And that's the only way that they're going to be able to identify what you're putting out there. So make sure you add local targeted keywords to your content, say them in your videos, put them on your videos, put them in your captions, use them in your hashtags. But again, we'll go over all of this later. So just in case you wanted to follow up on any of the data that I just went over with you, there are a couple of references there. Screenshot this, save this, do whatever, go check it out. But yeah, numbers don't lie. All right. So let's talk about the different types of digital marketing. Now, this is important. I get this question all the time because a lot of people just want to put everything under social media or everything under content marketing, which now it can kind of go under content marketing. That could kind of be the umbrella term for all of this, content marketing, because if you don't have the content, a lot of the stuff you can't even do, to be quite honest. So social media, so basically the ones that are in bold, those are the ones that like we particularly specialize in. Those are the ones that I make content about. Social media marketing, content marketing, email marketing, video marketing, influencers, local SEO, online reviews and reputation management, affiliate marketing. These are different types of marketing. Now, I will tell you, the ones that are not in bold, those can be a little they can cost a little more than the others. Let's just say that. From my experience, when you hire someone who knows SEO, they need to know their SHIT. They need to know their stuff. There's a lot of people out here who say they do and they don't, but something like that is a skill that is learned. And bottom line, if you want good results, you're going to have to pay a pretty penny. Let's just say that. Okay, so, but yeah, all the ones in bold, I happen to love more than the others. I just think they are great drivers to attracting clients and re-engaging them, retaining them, keeping them around. And these are the various types. There's a few more. Hold on, there's part 2. There's webinars and live sessions. There's podcasting and video podcasting. There's a lot of aesthetic service providers out there who are starting podcasts, y'all. I don't have a podcast, so I'm not going to tell you this is something that I can help you with because I don't have one. I'm actually thinking about starting one soon, but for right now, I do not have one. And then we have user-generated content. Now, I left the definition to UGC up here because I wanted you to really understand what it is. This is a fairly newer term to the marketing industry, but it's definitely just marketing jargon, but all it is you encouraging your clients to share their before and afters. Not just photo, boom, boom, side to side, no, but actually document their journeys. And what I'm saying is, allow your clients to come in and ask them, hey, can you put yourself on stories while you're here getting your Botox? Can you mount your phone up and go live and let everybody see your facial live and then you talk about it? Can you actually send me a video of your afters after you've received, I don't know, PRX or Virtue RF or whatever? Ask your clients to be in the moment. This is user-generated content. It's so powerful because it's content in the moment. And not only that, but it's coming from the clients themselves, okay? Nothing else can be more powerful than that. It also is a great way to connect with people who are thinking, well, should I do this? Should I do this? And to see someone else talk about their experience, y'all, it just does something. It's so powerful because people want to connect with people. They don't want to connect with, the random stock videos that you guys like to use in Canva. People can't relate to that because those people don't, even, y'all, what I'm trying to say is like, even, okay, so basically, here's what I'm trying to say because I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. The images that are in Canva, a lot of those women look very fake. I'm just going to be honest. They look very fake. Like this stuff right here. They look very fake. Not saying that they're not beautiful. They are beautiful. But again, people want to relate to things. They want to connect to things. And when you can get someone to relate and connect, you can get someone to buy and to purchase. Okay. But a lot of the times when you post stuff like this here on your Instagram, you disconnect and you throw your audience off immediately because they don't necessarily see themselves in this. And people need to see themselves. And that's how they make decisions off of like emotions, and connection. Okay. Excuse me, let me take a drink. All right. So you remember I told you in the beginning that digital marketing is heavily driven by engagement. So I told you we would bring it back home and I wanted to talk about engagement and why is it important. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to ask yourself and put a 1 in the chat if you know the difference. If you know the difference between advertising and marketing, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't know the difference between advertising and marketing, or you think there is no difference, put a 2 in the chat. I'm just curious. Okay, Jennifer says 1. Stacy says 1. Tanya says 2, 2, 2. Brittany, hey Brittany. I can't believe you made it. Okay, so are you advertising or are you marketing? I want to talk about the difference real quick. Let's just say one of the services that you offer is laser hair removal. You just purchased the device and you want to get more packages sold. So what you normally do is you film a few clips of maybe someone getting laser hair removal, and then you put a caption on it and you say, hey, right now, if you buy 5 sessions of laser hair removal, you get the 6th one free. Then you put a few captions on there. I mean, you put a few hashtags on there, hashtag laser hair removal, hashtag bye-bye hair, hashtag no more waxing, hashtag painless laser hair removal. That's what you do. That is advertising. Okay, that is advertising. Your main goal with that post is to get someone to purchase those laser hair removal packages, 5 of them, so they can get the 6th one free. That's the goal. That is advertising. Now, let me show you what marketing looks like. Marketing is creating some sort of funny video with a woman walking into your spa with hairy legs, and she's telling you this god-awful story about how waxing is hurting and it's costing her so much money and it's messing up her skin pigmentation. And you save the day and you say, hey, I got something for that. Have you ever heard of laser hair removal? That can be a funny video. Now that is marketing, okay? Because you are addressing the pain points, okay? You could even talk about how, with laser hair removal, it doesn't mess up your skin. So bye-bye pigmentation, So again, marketing addresses the pain point. Advertising is just, hey, we just want to get this sale. Now, the thing about both of them, because at the end of the day, you want to get the sale, of course, but it's your delivery. It's how you deliver the information online. Nobody wants to be sold to. People are tired of being sold to, and especially not on Instagram, okay? You guys have to think about the intent of where your followers are, where they are, their intent at the time. Usually when people are on Instagram and especially Facebook, they're not there to be sold to. They don't want to buy this, buy now, blah, blah, blah. They're there usually for entertainment purposes. Now, the intent of someone possibly on Pinterest might be a little different. Someone on Pinterest may want to find a way to get rid of their hair on their legs. They may want to find a way to get rid of hyperpigmentation. They may want to find a way to cure their skin. The intent of the consumer is so important when you are online, when you're doing any type of online activity, okay? Just always think about that. Marketing over advertising all day long. Educate your followers. Entertain them. You remember I told you about the lady walking in the spa with the hairy legs? Okay, well then do another video with another lady with the hairy arms. And y'all know something that's been like very funny? Those trends where the wife walks into the office and she's on the cell phone and she was like, how much is my beauty procedure? And then the front desk girl says like 400. And then she gets on the phone and she tells her husband, 4,000, please. Like stuff like that is funny. And then all that does is it gives people a reason to keep you in the back of their minds. And maybe they might not be ready for Botox right now, but they'll remember that funny video. Okay, they'll remember that funny video is going to stick in the back of their heads before your video that you just stuck up asking people to get 5 treatments and get the 6th one free. Okay. So online engagement, it increases brand visibility. It allows you to build trust and credibility. It helps you foster a loyal, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. It helps you foster customer loyalty, client loyalty. It helps you drive website traffic, which is so, all of these are very important when it comes to online marketing, digital marketing. And then it also helps to enhance client feedback and advertisement. Okay. Your platform is your digital storefront. Why your online presence matters. Okay, let's talk about this. Why is it even important that you are online? Okay, so establishing an online presence in today's digital age. This is what it looks like. You need to get your community, your followers, your potential clients. You need to get them to know you, to like you, and to trust you. Those are very important, those 3 things. And everything that we talk about next, those will be the things that will help you build that know, like, and trust. People are going to know you because you're consistent. You're always on their phones or on their computers when they pull up social media. When they wake up in the morning, you've sent them an email. You probably text them too, depending on if you're using text and email marketing. But bottom line, they're going to know you because you are omnipresent. You are everywhere. You're always showing up. Next, they're going to learn to like you. Maybe, maybe not. And when I say like you, okay, I need you guys to know this. And I probably should have hit on this earlier. My approach to building a business starts with building a brand, a personal brand. And especially if you are a service provider, an aesthetic, a cosmetic service provider. And here's why this is important. Your service provider, depending on your services, I'll just be honest. Let's just say I wanted to come get a Brazilian laser hair removal. So I'm coming to you and I got my business all bust open wide. I want to know that I actually like you. I want to know that I know you. And I definitely want to know that I can trust you because I'm laying on my bed with my business bust all open in your face, right? So it's so important for people to build that connection with you. Now, maybe it might not be you. Maybe you have a team of people who are working with you. It doesn't matter. Some human needs to show up and be present online so that people can connect. If you are missing that human element in your content marketing strategy, you probably really won't stand out because you're blending in at that point. And adding that personality, adding that touch, letting people know why you started your business, what you like to do when you're not actually working in the office. Talk about your family, share your family trips. People want to see that because they just want to know that, hey, you're human too. You do things just like everybody else. People love to see that. And that is how you build know, like, trust. And then that's how you are able to build your business and your brand together. The things that you do on social media, they heavily influence clients' perceptions about your business that actually contribute to moving the needle for your business. Okay. So, and you can shape that perception by the content you put out there for your potential clients to see and to engage with. Storytelling and connection. This is so important for personal brand building. I had a client the other day. She asked me, she said, well, how do I tell a story as an aesthetic service provider? Well, this is how you tell a story. So say, for example, you have a client come in and her name is Cynthia. Cynthia's been coming into your office now for 4 months. When she first started coming in, her skin was just awful. And then over time, after you recommend this, she tried this, she failed this, she kept texting you. You just make, like, not lie, but Talk about your experience with your clients. You don't have to use their names per se. You can just say, today my client came in and we addressed her skincare concern. This was her 4th time coming into the office, and I just love doing this. This really just puts me back in the mind of why I got started, why I started my spa, why I started my aesthetics business. Talk about that type of stuff again, because you guys, that makes you relatable. It allows you to story tell, which is a very, 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 very important part of marketing in this new age right now. It is, I'm telling you. And connection. Okay. And some people, it's hard for some people just to connect. So it's always good that you tell the stories first, and then you let people self-identify with your stories, okay? All right, so brand identity and recognition. Now, I am going to show you on the next page 2 examples of 2 women who are killing it at brand identity and recognition on Instagram. And what this really means is that you need to establish a cohesive brand. Your brand online matters. Just how you get an interior decorator to come decorate your office or your spa or whatever, you need to treat your social media like that. So ideally, the decor in your office, I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm so sorry. That was so rude. All right, the decor in your office ideally should match your content online, honestly. And then as soon as someone sees your post, they immediately know, oh, I know, that is her. That's nurse injector so-and-so. Okay, that's doctor so-and-so. That's why it's so important, you guys, to make sure your content is cohesive. You should just be using a couple of fonts, a couple of colors, and use them over and over again. Some of the things that I see on these Instagram accounts, I'm like, how do you guys expect to sell $3,000 treatment plans and your content looks like crap, you know? Another great thing about engagement is it allows you to provide client education, which is, again, so important. I talked about this earlier, but sometimes your clients are not ready to buy with you yet. And I'll give you an example. I have one account. She just started cosmetic injectables. Her audience is not used to that yet. I have another account where that's all they do are injectables. So when I'm making content for their accounts, and I just want you to keep this in mind, and this comes with knowing your audience. Let's just say I wanted to make a post about preventative Botox and why is it important that you start sooner than later. That will be more appropriate for her audience, not their audience. Because these people over here, they don't need to know about preventative Botox because they are getting their appointments. They are on the books. They are calling and scheduling. They're not going to miss that appointment. So we might actually do something more funnier for them. You remember the one I told you about earlier? You know, how much is my beauty procedure? 400? No, 4,000. That's something that might be more appropriate for this client. So you have to know your audience. You have to know your audience. You also need to know what are their questions. Where are they at on their journey right now? Because everybody might not need the preventative Botox posts. Okay, they're looking like, well, why is she telling us this? We know that already. So that's just a very small example. So just kind of keep that in mind, okay? But let's go look at these examples on the next page, because I actually happen to love both of these ladies. I follow them and they have great content, the delivery, all. Okay, so let's start with the Dallas esthetician. Her name is Savannah. I'm a little familiar with her story. I know she started off very small, I think in like a suite, and now she's taken off. But I'm telling you, if you go study the Dallas esthetician, people invest in her. They invest in Savannah. That's who they invested in. Do you see how she shows up? That you can actually see, like, she has pictures of her family. She has pictures of her with her skincare. She has very few before and after photos, but not many if you go look at her page. But bottom line, she is building a personal brand and a business. Like, she's building a freaking empire, y'all. She also does sponsorships. If I'm not mistaken, Skin Better Science endorsed her. Like, the girl is doing her thing, and I've just been watching her for quite some time, and she is perfect when it comes to brand recognition and brand identity, because like, her posts. She makes these little like cartoon type posts or whatever, and you just know that they're hers. So she's sticking out through her brand, through her content. That's what makes her different, right? Then we have Dr. Jaquila Reed over here, and she's a med spa boss. So she teaches women how to start, grow, scale their med spas. And one thing that I enjoy about her content is that she documents, okay? She documents first, she creates content second. Here's what that means. If you look at most of her videos, like this one here, this one there, that one, she's basically working. She's just working. She's just doing her normal work, and she decided to mount the phone up. And then she said, hey, I'm just going to start recording, and then I will worry about what content I'm going to create later. So that's so important. And she's got this part down pat. Now, they both have very different content delivery styles, but at the end of the day, they get it, and they know that they have to show up. Somebody. Now, these women here, they're a little different. I don't think like they actually work in offices. I could be wrong, but I don't believe they have like people working like a staff or anything like that. But bottom line, you need some sort of human element. There needs to be some sort of human on your Instagram page, and they need to be talking to the camera. They need to be on stories. Bottom line, like in 2023 and beyond. And if we're not doing that, y'all, I'm telling you, you're going to get left behind, and you are going to blend in a very big ocean. Okay. You're a little fish in a big ocean. So you have to think about, how can you stand out? The only way that you are going to be able to stand out is by interjecting personality. All right. So, the next question that I get all the time is, which platforms should we post on? Where should we upload content? There are so many platforms out there. I get so confused. All the updates, all the algorithms, I can't take it. Where do I post? Just give me the answer. Now, the first thing that I will tell you is what I always tell my clients who ask me this, is, where does the consumer spend their time? Where does your potential clients spend most of their time? And I'm going to tell you guys right now, they're everywhere. When I first started back in the day and I used to start teaching online tips and stuff like that, I would probably tell you they're just on Instagram. But that's not the case anymore, because why people are getting upset with Instagram, it's just starting to be too convoluted, too complex. It's starting to be more of a headache than anything. So a lot of people are going on different platforms. So when you think about what platforms you should post on, I would always say, ask yourself, what do you have the capacity for? Because YouTube is quite a workload. It takes a lot for YouTube. Blogs, it takes a lot for blogs, even though that's not a social media platform. So I don't even know why I said that. I'm sorry. YouTube really isn't either. YouTube is more of a search engine platform. However, some people still go there for like just random scrolling, which that makes it a social media platform. But bottom line, its foundation is built off of being a search engine. It's actually the second largest search engine in the world. But it does take time and skill to constantly put content on that platform. TikTok, maybe not so much. Pinterest, kind of, but maybe not so much. It just depends on the person doing it. Instagram and Facebook are what I call your nurturing platforms. So I could talk about this all day, but I'll break it down for you. Because YouTube and Pinterest are search engine platforms, again, meaning the intent of the person on those platforms are very different. I would say those are mandatory. Bottom line, they're mandatory because being online is all about exposure and reach and impressions. And if nobody is finding your content, how are you going to sell anything? So in my opinion, YouTube, Pinterest, and TikTok, because TikTok now is becoming more of it's a one-stop shop. Literally, people are shopping on TikTok, people are searching for things on TikTok, people are just randomly scrolling. So I don't even really know where to classify that app right now. If I need to know the answers to something, I'm going to TikTok because I love the delivery. If I want to sit and watch a long drawn out explanation, then I'm going to go to YouTube. If I just need visuals, I'm probably going to go to Pinterest. So it really just depends. I would say definitely have all of them. Be everywhere, be omnipresent, because I use YouTube and TikTok and Pinterest to pull people into my funnel. That's how people find out about me. But I can't really nurture them. So then I send them to my Instagram and I'm nurturing them on stories, meaning that I'm giving them more information. I'm pulling them in further. I'm continuing to build the like and the know and the trust factor that I told you guys about earlier. And that's what you mainly do over on Instagram and Facebook. Okay. So I really wish I had a blanket answer for this one. I would just tell you to be everywhere. There are systems that we use for our accounts, one being Metricool, and I'll send you guys information about Metricool, or if you watch the replay later, it'll be linked below. But Metricool is a tool that we use, and we're like, with just a few clicks of a button, y'all, we're putting content everywhere. Now we have to change it because that's the thing. And that's what I want you to take away from this. Each platform, they want things in a different style. So you can't just take a reel and put it everywhere, it just really depends. Okay. But that's something that we sit back and we look at with our clients, because they create the videos and we're like, okay, well, where is this appropriate? Where could this go? Sometimes it might not be appropriate for YouTube shorts, but it is appropriate for Facebook reels. Sometimes it might be appropriate for Instagram reels, but it's not appropriate for TikTok, so we have to really analyze that. Don't just think you're going to just click one button and, put everything everywhere. No. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Because what happens is people will say, well, why should I be following her on TikTok when she's literally posting the same videos on Instagram Reels? I'd rather just follow on Instagram Reels. But if you give them a different style and type of content on each platform, what it does is it increases the chances of people going to all of your platforms. Okay. All right, so let's talk about content that makes you stand out, because I know I hit on that earlier and I want to make sure I really drive it home. Everybody wants to stand out. Remember, we talked about you being this small fish in this big ocean. Everyone wants to stand out. And I don't blame you. I want to stand out too. A lot of the times I do think, I'm like, oh, my industry is so saturated. There's so many people doing what I do. But then I always remember that nobody can duplicate my personality. They just can't. They can probably duplicate the stuff I have set up behind me. They can steal my ideas. But they can't duplicate the person that I am. And they also can't duplicate my skill, my creativity, my resourcefulness, my results. So what I try to do is and what I will encourage you to do is don't do the things that everybody else is doing. Sometimes you can go to different accounts and all they post are before and after photos. I would never, ever, ever recommend that, because the thing is, let's just say, for example, I want to get my lashes done and I look at your Instagram account and all I see is a bunch of before and after photos, lashes. Like, okay, yes, now I know that you can do the lashes, but how do I know that this is really you? How do I know that you didn't just go steal these pictures from somewhere else? You know, how do I know that whenever I come get my lashes done with you, we're not going to have an hour worth of awkwardness because you're not going to know what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about. How do I know that? Right? So to answer that question, is you want to make sure people are seeing personality, seeing human elements, seeing something that is going to draw them in, other than just saying, oh, that's a very nice full set of lashes. They're very voluptuous. You know, you want something else. You want somebody to say, oh, well, she's very cool. Or I see she likes Starbucks. Or I see she adds almond milk in her coffee instead of 2% milk. So I know that's something we can talk about. Boom, right there when we go in. And then you never know, that conversation could lead to something else. Y'all, conversations lead to conversions. Okay. Always ask yourself, how can I get this conversation started around whatever I'm about to put out? Don't do what everybody else is doing. You don't always have to do trends. That is a very easy way to get people uninterested in your content because there's no originality. One thing that I can tell you to do is go look at your industry leaders, other people that are in your industry, in your space. What are they doing? How can you make it better? Another little handy dandy feature inside of Metricool, and I talked about this in my last YouTube video. I think I showed you guys how to do it. So make sure you go watch that YouTube video. But I talked about Metricool. Metricool is this super dope tool. And what it allows you to do is you can like spy on your competitors. So you can literally put in their information and you can see which types of content of theirs is getting a lot of engagement right now. That tells you you need to redo content like that. Don't steal it and don't do it, don't take their idea 100% so that they'll know you copy them, but you're simply inspired. Another thing that you can do to create content that helps you stand out is to answer frequently asked questions. Now, you know your questions because your clients are asking you these questions. You can always go online and do a Google search. A lot of people tell you to do things like answerthepublic.com. But the thing about that is that it gives you very vague information. We're talking about standing out here. So you want to create and answer questions that your clients are asking you, right? Because it may not be the same. They may not ask it in the same way for that account, if that makes sense. So just kind of do things that are out of the box. Honestly, that is my best advice for you, coming from a person who is a creator first and a marketer second. I create for the people. I know what people like. I know what systems like, but I also know what people like. Okay. So the way that you're going to produce this content, you could do stories, you could do videos, short form, long form, Instagram carousels, photos, memes, voiceovers, audio notes. There's such there is no limit. There's so many different types of ways you can produce content. I would just say try them all. Try them all. That is the beauty about marketing. You can try as much as you want to. And then what happens is you go back and you look at the data and you figure out, did that work for me? Okay. All right. So congratulations. All right. So you guys made it to the end. I know that was a lot of information. It was only class 1. I could not fit anything everything. I couldn't fit everything into the first lesson. So we're here. We made it. If you have any questions, definitely go ahead and drop them in the chat. I am actually recording this for YouTube, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. Thanks, YouTube. Don't forget, you can join the masterclass by signing up using the link below. Join the